The Man Who Sold His Ferrari is a novel which is written by Robin Sharma, and this is a self-help book. It means that the author has written this book with the intention to help the readers in order to solve their personal issues. Now, Mr. Robin Sharma is a writer and motivational speaker. The book was published in 1997 by Harper Publishers, and the book develops between two characters, Mr. Julian Mantle and his best friend John, in a form of conversation. This book has been one of the best books ever that I have read, and I really appreciate Mr. Robin Sharma writing such a great book. Now, the story of a book is between two people, and the main character of this book is Mr. Julian Mantle, who is a very successful person. By successful, I mean that he is a very wealthy person, that he owns a private jet, a palace, a red Ferrari car, and he hangs out with the affluent and wealthy people of the country. But Mr. Julian is not happy. He is not enjoying his life, and he is not satisfied with the life that he has. Despite that he has a lot of money, he has every material thing that a person can ever dream. But he is not having the true elements of life to live a life of happiness. He's lacking those things. And therefore, Mr. Julian Mantle, he gets a heart attack, and this is about that he's going to die. After that he survives this heart attack, the doctors tell Mr. Julian that you should not take too much hard on yourself. Go easy. And therefore Mr. Julian reflects on his life and thinks that despite that I have everything, those material things, why do I not feel happy? Why I'm not satisfied with my life? And therefore he wants to get the true purpose of life and the true meaning of life. And he sells his all material things, including his palace, his private jet, and his red Ferrari, and he makes a journey to the mysterious country of India. After exploring and traveling for several months in different cities of India, finally he meets a group of monks in the top mountain of Himalaya. And there he comes to find a purpose of life and a life of purpose, an extraordinary life with the help of those monks. And the story of the book begins from there. Now, the story that those ancient monks tell Mr. Julian, the story has 7 principles. And the first principle of the story is to master your mind. Now, in the book, mind symbolizes a garden, which that means that if there is a very beautiful, a garden is beautiful when it has a lot of beautiful, colorful flowers. And the same thing is with our mind. When our mind has positive thoughts and positive thinking, that is the level of our mind that works well. If our mind is full of garbages, I mean like negative thoughts, then the mind is not working. And therefore, mind is a very good servant, at the same time a terrible master. If we don't control our mind, then our mind will control us terribly. And the second principle of the book, the story is follow your purpose. And purpose in the book symbolizes a lighthouse. The book says that if you don't see your target, you can never hit your target. And the same thing is that when we have a purpose in our life, it is really necessary to draw a line towards our purpose, to know how to get to our purpose. By just setting a purpose but not having a direction towards our purpose will never come true, and we will never get our purpose. And the third principle is to practice Kaizen. Kaizen is a Japanese word which means constant learning and improvement. The book says that in order to to develop our mind in order to improve ourselves physically, spiritually, and emotionally. We need to learn and learn and learn and improve ourselves. One of the good ways to learn and to improve ourselves is to just pick up books and read those books that we are interested, that we love them, or do some other cool stuff, or use the knowledge of other people in our surroundings. And that is really good to improve ourselves. And the fourth principle is to live with discipline. In order to have a self-discipline, we need to have a self-control. When we have control on our life, on our actions, then we can have a discipline in our life as well. And that is very necessary, that we should do those small positive things in our daily lives, that they should become habit. When they become a habit, the habits will convert into discipline. And that is when we can improve our lives emotionally, physically, and spiritually, and we will have a positive mind. And the fifth principle is to respect your time. You all know that time is money, and I think time is even more than money. The book says that your most precious commodity is your time. If you use your time effectively and positively, then you can achieve everything in your life. But the things must have a clear direction, and you must draw a good way towards your purpose. And that is the one of the best principles, that we should respect our time and we should use our time effectively. Now the sixth principle is to serve others and help others selflessly. And it means that you know that the quality of our life is determined by the quality of our contribution. The more we help people in need, the better we feel happy. And that is really necessary, that we should help other people and we should lend our hands to others when they need. And we would really feel happy when we can help others without anticipating anything in return. And that is really important, that to help others without expecting something in return. And the last principle is to embrace the present. Present is gift. That is true. We can never change our past, and we can never predict 100% correctly our future. And the only thing that we have under our control, that is now, our present time. And therefore, if we want to live a life of happiness, satisfaction, and full of joy, we need to use our presence in a good and a positive way. The book says that you should never sacrifice your happy moments for the future achievements. Now, I don't want to judge people. Of course, there are some times that we need to offer and sacrifice some things for a greater cause. But remember, always enjoy the journey and the flow of your journey. That is really necessary, that we should enjoy our present, and that will also lead us to have a better future. Now, I would say this is a book that everybody should read it, including a student of university, or a politician, or a businessman, or a father, even a child. This is really a great book. Read it and reflect upon this personally, and take the positive things and leave the negative things if you think. And I really feel happy that I have read this book. Thank you all.